So you're telling me this woman is allowed to commit fraud? Yeah, I said it, fraud. Fraudulently misrepresenting herself. And she gets nothing? What's going on, guys? Your boy RedpillCanuck back again with another YouTube video. Shout out to the Canuck Squad for being involved and being active on this YouTube channel. And of course, today's episode, as always, is sponsored by RedpillCanuck.com, our daily pill, where we get all our news, articles, podcasts, and all that fun stuff. And of course, we have almost all our videos uploaded here. So that way, if you can't see it on YouTube, you can actually see it on our website. And it's all in a nice catalog. And of course, we got Money Monday here as well, just in case you need to be caught up. And spoiler alert, I was going to save this for another video, but we are going to be having a Discord server, so that way you could chat with your boy. Yep, your boy's going to be plenty active on there. That way you can chat with me after the show, after the video. We can basically just chill. It's going to be the good old chill spot. Woo! Yep, we're doing big things for 2023. And of course, if you're listening on an alternative platform, shout out to everybody on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, of course, you see we got our trigger warning already up. Yes, we do. Our trigger warning is already in. It's already ready to go. Why? Because, of course, y'all know we're talking about good old child support today. What happened to my buzzer? There we go. Yep, we're talking about child support today. And this, as soon as I saw this article, this was probably one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Now, I know people lie in regards to child support, so that way they can get a little extra. They can get a little extra oof. They can get a little more extra money, extra visitation, you name it. They lie. It's the name of the game. And I'm not only talking about females, so don't jump down my throat, ladies. Males do it too. Males do it too. But today, ladies, you're taking that L today. Because again, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And of course, we got our trigger warning here. Viewer discretion is advised. You decided to click on my face this morning and watch this video. Or depending on which time zone you're in, because you might be watching it in the evening. But anyway, that being said, we promote no hate or harm here at the Red Pill Canuck channel of your gender, life choices, financial situation, how you want to live your life. We promote no hate here whatsoever. We promote healthy information for the betterment of men and ladies. Yes, ladies, we care about you too. We just want to make you ladies better. So again, we promote no hate and no harm. Only good vibes here. But this story makes no damn sense. Man with no kids ordered to pay $30,000 in child support. How the hell is that even possible? It's like having car insurance with no damn car. It makes no sense. But let's get into the story here. I can't pronounce his name, but we're going to call him Carnell? Carnell? Okay, yeah. I can't pronounce it. Carnell Alexander had a rough life. Most of his misfortune, including landing in prison, is a result for making bad decisions. Okay, we're not going to judge here. We're not going to judge this man here. But a lot of it is a result of other people's lies. A judge ruled that Alexander must pay $30,000 in back child support to the state of Michigan after a former girlfriend lied while filing out paperwork for welfare. Now, this was quite interesting when I saw it, and I couldn't understand why, but I'm starting to see what's going on here. I'm kind of putting things together now. Decades ago, the woman who is not identified or criminally charged. What? Are you kidding me? Let me read this again, ladies and gentlemen. The woman who is not identified or criminally charged. So you're telling me this woman is allowed to commit fraud? Yeah, I said it, fraud. Fraudulently misrepresenting herself. And she gets nothing? Bruh. Are you kidding me? Let's continue. I'm going to read this again for the third time. The woman who is not identified or criminally charged said Alexander was the pappy of his, of his child. Okay, I think that's a typo there. And not helping her financially. Most recently, the woman has told the court she was making stuff up. So you make stuff up. You make false allegations against this poor man. Now, I'm pretty sure that he has something to... He probably has a stake in it as well. He probably did stuff wrong too. Like sleeping probably with this woman. You see, gentlemen, you got to be careful who you lay with. You never put your salami in crazy. Now, obviously, this woman is crazy because who in their right normal mind would do something like this to somebody? Now, a lot of you guys are probably saying it's probably greed. That's probably part of it. But honestly, to be so sadistic in planning this nonsense in order to put this man on the hook. It's not like this man is rich. It's not like he is rich. Apparently, again, he had a hard life. Shout out to him. He had a hard life. He went through a lot of bad decisions. But unfortunately, laying with this woman was probably the worst decision he could ever made. Now it gets worse and more interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Because check this out. DNA evidence has proven Alexander is not the pappy.
Get him, Daddy.
He ain't the pappy. He has never spent any time with the child or had any other children. So he literally has no offspring anywhere, it looks like. But still, the judge has demanded Alexander to repay the state's funds given to the woman or go to jail. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Now, I don't know why I still have Christmas bells on here. I gotta update my soundboard. But I honestly, this just blows my mind. It blows my mind, the audacity of the child support system. Now, I said this before, and I'm gonna say this again. Now, I know it's weird coming from somebody who does not have kids. Yes, I don't have any children. Do I plan to have children? We don't know. That's undetermined. We're just going to leave it at that. But that being said, the child support system is broken. It's broken. It's literally a clown show, honestly. Because the only people that actually profit off of this is the courts. The courts and the lawyers. But the sad thing is, though, do you know who gets the shortest end of the stick and is always a loser in this cat and mouse game? And I call it a cat and mouse game because basically both sides are going back and forth. The children always lose. Y'all fighting over money, and the poor child's just sitting there wondering, what the hell? But when I see cases like this is ridiculous. And it does prove that the system is not only one-sided. Yeah, I said it. It needed to be said. It's also broken. How can a man pay for child support and he ain't got no child? And the DNA test even deems he has no child. Tell me, honestly, ladies, gentlemen, tell me how this makes any sense. Does this make any sense to anybody? It's like having car insurance with no car. Makes no sense. Anyway, continuing with our story here. The real father, so the real pappy of the child, meanwhile, has no legal troubles and is now part of an adult child's life. Alexander was unaware the woman had listed him as the pappy until he was pulled over for a traffic ticket in Detroit in the early 90s. Since then, Alexander has been in court a dozen times trying to get the situation corrected, but the judge ruled today that Alexander had to file a motion within a year of the woman's filing for welfare. Now, again, this makes no sense because how the hell is this man supposed to file if he didn't even know? He probably didn't even know this was going on, and you want the man to file a motion for something he had no idea about. I'm confused. Unless there's something missing from this story, but this doesn't make no damn sense. Anyway. The other lie that deemed Alexander, man, poor Alexander ain't having good luck here, is he? A process server claimed Alexander was given a copy of the court order, but refused to sign it. That scenario seems impossible, however, since jail records show Alexander was incarcerated at the time and was no longer living at the address the process server visited. You see, I am telling you, the system is broken to a point. How many lies are in this story? How many lies? It's like everybody's lying in this story. Maybe that's why it doesn't make no damn sense. How can you start a case with a lie, said Alexander. The mom lied, the process server lied, now I have to pay for it. I actually feel sorry. Honestly, I genuinely feel sorry for this guy. But the sad thing is, this is not uncommon. Now, I'm not saying this exact story is normal, but there's two similar stories that kind of have the same characteristics. We're talking about lying. We're talking about misrepresentation. It's sad. It's really sad that people are able to lie and get away with it. Anyway, let's continue here. Alexander said he did not immediately file a motion to counter his old girlfriend's claim because he had just gotten out of prison when he learned about the legal embargo and wasn't completely broke and could not hire an attorney and was completely broke. So he ain't got no money. So here's the thing, though. So he actually, okay, so here's the missing piece. So he actually did kind of know about it, but he didn't have an attorney. So fellas, that's why always have emergency money. Now, I know this man just got out of prison. And of course, this is a very unique situation, to say the least. But it proves my point. You should always have an emergency stash. If anything, if you're doing well for yourself, if you're really doing well for yourself in a certain part of your life, even put a lawyer on retainer, because you just never know when something like this could happen. Always have a lawyer's card in your pocket. So that way, even if a traffic ticket were to come up, at least you have somebody to call. Now, it looks like this guy had nobody to call. And he had no money either. But anyway, I'm not going to hold it against him. He also had an 8th grade education and probably didn't understand this debt would continue to plague him. So Attorney Harris is trying to right the wrong by working his case for free. Okay, you know what? And I heard it was Sharika. Okay, shout out to her. At least somebody's coming to this man's aid. Because this is indeed an injustice. This is ridiculous. The law is not going to fit into everybody's situation, said Alexander. Why don't they use common sense? That's, in a perfect world, you would think they would, but you know. Or why doesn't the judge make the people that lied pay back the $30,000? I guess I would be, what? I guess that would be too similar to justice. I don't know what he means there, but anyway. Now, this is a very interesting story, but this kind of proves my point, and it proves several points. One, the system is plagued and broken. It's one-sided. And ladies, no, I'm not going to come down on you. Majority of the times it is in favor of the woman. Let's be fair. There's been research done. There's facts on that. You can look it up. Let's be fair here. But another thing that actually jumps out here is that there's too much lying going on here. There's too much lies. Now, you have two people lying here. Of course, you have the girlfriend lying. But worst off, you have a process server lying. Now, a process server's job is to be unbiased. And he is technically a legal representative in a way, because I think he has to be bonded. I know over here in Canada, you have to be bonded and whatnot. So that basically goes to your character. Now, lying about serving a document, he could actually not only be penalized for it, but he can actually lose his, I think there's a license you need as well to be a process server. He could actually lose his license as well. So because of that piece of paper, he could actually lose his livelihood. And I'm going to give him an L for that. But another thing, and worse off, even though there's DNA evidence that he ain't the pappy, he still held liable. Now, I'm not going to put Alexander in roses, because he's a little bit guilty here as well. So it looks like he did know about this. Based on what it says here, he did have a knowledge of this, but he didn't know how to handle it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like both of you, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of y'all ain't responsible when it comes to certain situations. You figure that if you ignore it, it's just going to go away. In this case, it actually made it a lot worse. Now, I'm not coming down on Alexander Pause. I ain't coming down on him. Because obviously, he didn't have, one, the money to deal with this, or two, I don't want to say education, because it says he had an 8th grade education, but I don't want to say he's incompetent. But if he would have been more responsible and dealt with this, or at least tried to figure it out instead of ignoring it, maybe it would have had a different result. But at the same time, though, that being said, and to make a long story short, even though he tried to ignore it, it doesn't mean it was right. Because at the end of the day, you had 2 people that lied, and this poor man had to deal with the repercussions. Now, I'm not sure if there was an update. I was trying to see if there was an update to this case. I wasn't able to find anything. I'm assuming that I guess it might have went well because he had a lawyer working on it for free. So they might have resolved it. Who knows? But this is just a lesson for you fellas. You got to be careful on who you lay with. Because who knows who you lay with could also be the same person that lies on you. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. I just thought this article was really interesting, and I thought it was ridiculous, but hopefully everything worked out for Alexander here. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode. Shout out to RedpillCanuck.com, our daily pill for all our news articles, podcasts, and whatnot. Shout out to everybody on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. And shout out to everybody on YouTube. Hit the like button on the way out and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. And to check out our more recent uploads, check here on the top left. And to check out our playlist, check here on the top right. And make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And also check out our Quick Hits channel, which is also located down below for our more bite-sizable content. I'll see you guys in the next one.